Far beyond the stars, in a galaxy full of powerful civilizations, Earth was barely noticed. It was a small blue planet, spinning quietly in the vast universe. Its people were simple, their technology crude compared to the glittering cities on other planets. Yet, in a hidden laboratory, humans were building something extraordinary, something that could change everything. Dr. Lina Torres, one of the leading scientists, stared at the glowing machine in front of her. "This is it," she whispered, "our chance to show the galaxy we are not weak." The prototype was strange and unlike anything seen before, with wires and screens buzzing in unusual patterns. It could communicate, adapt, and even analyze threats faster than any alien machine. But no one in the galaxy believed Earth could do anything important. News of the prototype reached the Galactic Council, a group of leaders from hundreds of star systems. They laughed at the reports, mocking the tiny planet's efforts. "Earth again. They can barely orbit their own moon properly," said one counselor. "Why would we take them seriously?" asked another, chuckling. The galaxy had seen many civilizations rise and fall, and Earth seemed too small, too weak, too ordinary. Back on Earth, Lina and her team worked day and night, unaware of the galaxy's laughter. They tested the prototype, adjusting circuits and calibrating energy flows. The machine hummed and pulsed like a living thing, almost as if it knew it had a purpose beyond Earth. Children watched from a distance, fascinated by the strange lights, dreaming of a future where humans were more than just observers in the galaxy. Even though the prototype was new and imperfect, it had a spark of something greater. Meanwhile, in the shadows of the stars, a faint signal blinked on the galactic monitors. SOS, sent from a planet far away, desperate and trembling. The message was urgent, pleading for help, yet the Council ignored it. "Too weak to help," they said, thinking only of Earth's supposed foolishness. They did not notice that Earth was the only place in the galaxy where the prototype might actually respond. Lina's assistant, Marco, looked at the machine nervously. "What if it fails?" he asked. Lina smiled, her eyes bright with determination. "Every invention has a risk," she said, "but this one could surprise even the galaxy." They didn't know it yet, but the eyes of the universe were watching, waiting to see if humanity could rise from laughter to legend. Night fell on Earth, and the city lights sparkled like tiny stars on the planet's surface. The prototype hummed quietly in the lab, its sensors picking up signals from space, signals that humans could not yet understand. Lina touched the machine gently, as if encouraging it. "Show them what we can do," she whispered. At that moment, far away, alien voices laughed, imagining Earth as nothing more than a small joke in the galaxy. But the first spark of a future that would shake the stars was already alive on the tiny planet. And so, while the galaxy mocked and ignored, Earth prepared in silence. A beginning that seemed weak to outsiders was quietly becoming powerful. The stage was set for a story no one in the stars would forget. Humans were ready to step into a role the galaxy had never expected. And somewhere, deep in space, the faint SOS waited, ready to change everything. Far beyond the peaceful blue of Earth, in a dark corner of the galaxy, a planet burned. Its cities were crumbling, skies filled with storms, and oceans boiling. The inhabitants were terrified, desperate, and out of options. In their panic, they sent a signal into the stars, a SOS, a cry for help that echoed across light years. It traveled through space, past planets and stars, looking for anyone who could answer. Back on Earth, Dr. Lina Torres was running another test on the prototype. The machine buzzed and whirred, its lights blinking in complex patterns. Suddenly, the monitors flickered, showing strange readings from space. Lina frowned. "These signals, they aren't like anything we've seen before," she said. Her assistant, Marco, leaned over the console, eyes wide. "Could it be aliens?" he asked, voice trembling with excitement and fear. Lina nodded slowly. "It's possible, and if it is, they're asking for help." Meanwhile, in the grand halls of the Galactic Council, the alien leaders received the SOS too. Most of them ignored it, scrolling through messages with bored expressions. "Another weak civilization asking for help," one sneered. "Let them fail, it's not our problem." Another counselor laughed, pointing at Earth's name on the signal's origin. "The humans? They couldn't even survive a minor solar storm. Why would we trust them with this?" Laughter filled the room, echoing across the polished walls of the council chambers. The galaxy saw Earth as small, weak, and laughable, incapable of making a difference. But Earth was different, quietly preparing in its lab. The prototype hummed louder, responding to the SOS. Its sensors picked up the alien planet's crisis in a way that no alien machine could. It analyzed the damage, calculated solutions, and even suggested energy flows to stabilize the dying world. Lena stared at the screen, her heart racing. This could actually work, she whispered. Marco's jaw dropped. Are we really going to help them? Time moved fast. The SOS signal grew stronger, more desperate. The alien planet was counting on someone, anyone, to save them. But the galaxy ignored them, thinking no one small enough, like Earth, could matter. On Earth, the team worked tirelessly, running simulations, feeding data into the prototype. Every second was critical. Every calculation could mean life or death for millions of beings they had never met. The machine pulsed with energy, as if aware of its responsibility. And then, a moment of suspense. The prototype started to respond to the SOS in ways the humans did not fully understand. Lights flashed, screens displayed unknown symbols, and a soft, almost musical hum filled the room. Lena stepped back, astonished. It's alive. Somehow it's alive. Marco swallowed hard. Do you think the galaxy will finally notice us now? Far away, the alien planet's inhabitants looked up at their sky, praying, hoping, not knowing who or what would answer their SOS. And somewhere in the vast silence of space, the first spark of hope was coming from the smallest, most unexpected place, Earth. The galaxy still laughed, still ignored, still doubted. But the prototype, and the humans controlling it, were about to prove that even the smallest planet could make a difference. A difference that would shake the stars and change how the universe looked at humanity forever. And so, Earth answered the call, quietly, brilliantly. The SOS had found its first true hope. And the stage was set for the next challenge. Can humans save a world that even the galaxy has given up on? The SOS signal pulsed through space, reaching Earth with a rhythm almost like a heartbeat. In the lab, the prototype flickered, lights dancing across its surface as if it could feel the urgency. Lena Torres stared at the console, her fingers trembling. This is it, she whispered, the moment we've been waiting for. Marco leaned closer, trying to understand the strange symbols appearing on the screen. They're counting on us, he said, voice barely audible. Millions of lives. The prototype hummed and shifted, its energy flowing in patterns the humans had never seen. It started to interface with the SOS signal, translating the alien problem into numbers, solutions, and possibilities. Lena's team watched in awe, adjusting settings, typing commands, but mostly, hoping. Every calculation mattered, every second counted. If they made a mistake, the alien civilization could be lost forever. And the galaxy would say, once again, that Earth was weak, small, and foolish. Meanwhile, distant alien observers began to notice something strange. Their monitors showed Earth's machines reacting, pulsing, even solving calculations faster than any advanced alien computer could. What is that? One counselor asked, eyes narrowing. They are humans, but they are different, another said, confusion mixing with surprise. The laughter that had filled the council halls a few days ago was gone, replaced by whispers of doubt. Could it really be that the humans, the ones no one took seriously, were actually doing something important? Back in the lab, the prototype activated a sequence that no one had expected. Energy beams extended from its core, scanning distant galaxies. It detected weaknesses in the alien planet's shields, calculated new energy flows, and prepared a solution to stabilize the dying world. Lena's eyes widened in shock and pride. I think it's working, she said, almost unable to believe it herself. Marco let out a breath he didn't realize he'd been holding. It's saving them, he whispered, as screens flashed with success probabilities climbing higher and higher. The suspense was unbearable, the lab silent except for the low hum of the prototype. Outside, the world went about its ordinary life, unaware that humans were now the only hope for an entire alien civilization. No one on Earth knew the galaxy was watching, whispering, questioning, and starting to rethink its assumptions. The very beings who had mocked Earth were beginning to understand a simple truth. Humans were not to be underestimated. Suddenly, a warning flashed on one of the monitors. "The prototype is overloading," Marco shouted, panicking. Lena rushed to the controls, her mind racing. "We have to stabilize it. We can't let it fail now." They worked together, heart pounding, sweat dripping, their hands moving faster than ever before. Every adjustment was critical. Every command could mean success or disaster. Finally, with a flash of light and a low hum that seemed to shake the room, the prototype stabilized. The alien SOS was no longer a cry of desperation but a signal of hope. Somewhere, on the distant planet, the inhabitants looked up at their skies, feeling something they had not felt in years: relief, hope, and awe. Lena leaned back, exhausted but smiling. "We did it," she whispered. "Earth did it." Marco nodded, eyes shining. "They'll never laugh at us again." And far across the galaxy, whispers began to spread. The humans, once mocked and ignored, had risen. The prototype, a creation thought weak and foolish, had become the key to saving a civilization. The galaxy was watching now, and no one would forget the name Earth. But even as humans celebrated quietly in their lab, a deeper mystery remained. The SOS was only the beginning, and the galaxy's challenges were far from over. Somewhere out there, bigger threats were waiting. And humanity's true test was just beginning. Word of Earth's success spread quickly through the galaxy, faster than anyone could have imagined. Alien leaders, once laughing at the humans, were now staring at their monitors with wide eyes. "Impossible," one counselor muttered. "How can a primitive planet do what our most advanced machines cannot?" Another shook their head. "They must have help, some secret we don't understand." The laughter that had mocked Earth just days ago had vanished, replaced by unease and curiosity. Back on Earth, the lab was quiet but tense. Lena Torres and her team were exhausted, but their eyes shone with pride. The prototype had stabilized the alien planet and begun repairing critical systems. It worked faster than anyone expected, adapting and learning from every challenge. Marco watched the glowing screens, amazed. "The galaxy is watching now," he said. "They know we're not a joke anymore." Lena nodded, "And we're only getting started." The aliens observing from afar tried to interfere, sending messages and instructions to the prototype. They assumed the humans would fail without their guidance. But the prototype ignored them, adapting to the SOS on its own. Every attempt to control it failed, as humans found clever ways to implement solutions the aliens never thought of. Some counselors felt frustrated, others curious, but all were slowly realizing one undeniable truth: humans were different. Tension grew as more civilizations began to notice Earth. They sent envoys and drones to monitor the progress. Some were skeptical, some suspicious, and a few were secretly excited. The galaxy had underestimated Earth for too long, and now it was paying attention. Yet the humans did not boast or ask for recognition. They were focused on the task at hand, saving lives and proving their worth quietly. In the lab, the prototype hummed like a living being. Lena and Marco fed it new data, recalculated energy flows, and watched as it executed solutions that even the aliens had considered impossible. Each success brought more whispers through the galaxy. The SOS planet slowly recovered, and life began to return. Alien inhabitants sent thanks through simple signals, their voices trembling with relief and awe. Humans realized their small actions were having a massive impact. Meanwhile, a shadow of doubt began to grow among the alien council. "What are these humans capable of?" one asked nervously. "They seem to understand technology in ways we do not," said another, "and they adapt faster than anything we've seen." For the first time, the galaxy questioned its assumptions about strength, intelligence, and power. Earth, once ignored and mocked, had become a symbol of hope and ingenuity. But even as humans celebrated, they knew the challenges were far from over. The SOS was just one call for help, and the galaxy was vast, full of dangers and mysteries. The prototype had proven its power, but the universe had many secrets yet. Lena looked at Marco and smiled, exhaustion in her eyes but determination in her heart. "We've shown them what Earth can do," she said softly, "but the galaxy is just beginning to test us." And so, while the stars watched, and aliens whispered in awe and fear, Humans quietly continued their work, proving that intelligence, courage, and clever thinking could overcome even the greatest odds. The galaxy had finally begun to understand. Earth was no longer a small joke. The story of the humans and their prototype was only getting started. A new challenge loomed on the horizon, one that no one, not even the aliens, could predict. And Earth would face it with courage, ingenuity, and a quiet strength that no civilization could ignore. The galaxy held its breath. Every civilization, from the smallest planets to the largest star empires, watched the tiny blue world called Earth. The humans had faced the SOS, defied expectations, and proven that even a weak planet could make a difference. Yet the challenge was not over. The prototype now faced its greatest test. The alien planet, still fragile, required precise coordination and timing. One mistake could undo everything humans had achieved so far. Lena Torres stood at the console, eyes sharp, hands steady. Marco hovered beside her, checking readings, adjusting calculations. The prototype hummed with energy, its lights flashing like a heartbeat. It had learned from every failure, adapted to every problem. And now, it was ready for the final sequence, the one that would stabilize the alien planet completely. Lena took a deep breath, whispering, "This is it. Let's show them what humans can do." The alien observers watched in silence, some in disbelief, some in awe. No one expected humans to solve a problem this complex. Messages flew between the alien councils, but their instructions were ignored. Earth's team had the answer. The prototype's beams extended into space, connecting with the alien planet's failing systems. Energy flowed like rivers of light, repairing shields, stabilizing cores, and restoring life to the planet. On Earth, the team held their breath, watching numbers climb, systems stabilize, and lights return to the distant world. Then, the final moment came. A wave of light swept across the alien planet, its storms calming, oceans stabilizing, cities powering back on. For the first time in years, the inhabitants looked up at the sky and smiled, tears in their eyes. Humans had done what the galaxy thought impossible. Lena exhaled slowly, her heart racing with pride. "We saved them," she said softly, a smile breaking across her face. Marco nodded, awe in his eyes. Earth has finally been seen. Across the galaxy, the whispers became voices, voices becoming respect, respect becoming recognition. The civilizations that had mocked and ignored humans now looked on with admiration. "You underestimated them," one alien counselor said, "and now we see our mistake." Earth, the smallest planet in the galaxy, had achieved what the most advanced civilizations could not. It was a triumph of courage, intelligence, and ingenuity. A story that would be remembered across the stars. Even as the celebrations quieted on Earth, Lena and her team knew this was just the beginning. The galaxy was vast, full of mysteries, threats, and wonders beyond imagination. The prototype had proven that humans could rise to any challenge. But the universe was far from done testing them. Somewhere, beyond the stars, a new signal flickered, faint but unmistakable. Another SOS, another call for help, waiting for the humans who had now become the galaxy's unexpected heroes. And so, Earth's story ended, for now, not with laughter, but with respect. The galaxy had finally learned to take humans seriously. A tiny blue planet, once ignored and mocked, had shown that courage, intelligence, and heart could change the fate of entire worlds. The prototype hummed quietly in its lab, ready for the next challenge. And somewhere in the stars, the universe waited, knowing that the humans of Earth were no longer ordinary. They were extraordinary. And their story had only just begun.